Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Gansiga, and I'm back again with my Yu-Gi-Oh! Tier analysis videos. And I'm sorry, but procrastination and work got in the way. Anyways, let's get started. I'll be redoing Harpie Lady since, a lot of time has passed since the last time I did this, plus I also wanted to do this in a newer format. Anyways, let's get started. Harpy Ladies, they have good boss monsters. Their new synchro as well as their link are the link monster is really amazing. This deck has great spells and traps and is strong against back row heavy decks. And this is one of the main reasons why this deck would always be a solid choice against Eldritch. This deck can float and recycle fairly easily, and this deck is fairly consistent and versatile. The only problem I can actually think of with this deck is this deck has a hard time going second against negation boards. Previously when I did this, I said they also had a problem with big monsters, but now they don't really have that problem as much as they used to thanks to the synchro, since it has 2600 base attack. Whereas Harpy Conductor was like, one of your strongest monsters in the deck. Okay, also for stats, I gave it a 3 out of 5 in power, a 2.5 out of 5 in defense, a 3 out of 5 in recovery, a 4 out of 5 in versatility, and a 2.5 out of 5 in consistency. And that's one of the reasons why I say that this deck is tier 3. Obviously, it not being able to combat negation boards is like a massive downside, but you could say the same thing about a lot of other decks, and that's also why I'm contemplating on saying that this deck is a tier 2.5 deck rather than a tier 3 deck. But you guys tell me what you think. You guys tell me what tier you think Harpy Ladies are in. Next, we have Blackwings. Blackwings are a 5Ds archetype, and I don't think I need to tell you much about Blackwings. Anyways, let's get right into this. For pros, Master Rule 5. They have amazing boss monsters, they can OTK, they can swarm, they have great spells and traps, and they're good going first or second. And for the cons, they can't play through multiple disruptions, that's a given. This deck is very normal summon reliant, meaning if your opponent manages to get rid of your monster upon your normal summon, you're kinda screwed. And this deck is a bit of a glass cannon, since you technically just pour out most of your hand whenever you're playing Blackwings, and I am talking about pure Blackwings. If your opponent kind of like outs your board, which they typically will, because your board would probably consist of a full Armor Master and maybe a level 7 Synchro, or just full Armor Master, which used to be really powerful on its own, but isn't anymore. Excuse me. So I would say like that's the deck's biggest down. Like I would say these are the deck's biggest downfalls. Other than that, this deck is actually pretty powerful. And for the stats, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 in power, a 2 out of 5 in defense, a 2 out of 5 in recovery, since your recovery mostly depends on you actually drawing either Oster, Blizzard, or having Whirlwind on the field. And top decking with this deck isn't really fun. For versatility, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 since, they have a lot of synchro monsters. So they kind of function as a toolbox, which is one of the reasons why I really like anime decks, since since the deck is in the anime, they're going to get more and more cards as they get more and more screen time, and because of that, they're going to have to create more and more monsters with versatile effects. And lastly, for consistency, I give it a 3 out of 5. Because this deck is pretty consistent, but you can also brick somehow. Anyways, I would give this deck a 3. I would say this while speaking. I would say that this deck is a tier 3 deck. Blackwings, they had a lot of support, and at one point they were even meta, but power creep. What are you going to do about it? Anyways, it's been me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and I'm out.